right, so down here at the bottom left-hand corner of Daybreak, we have our Violet Zerg player hailing from Team Empire. That is Violet. And his opponent in the top right-hand corner, our challenger in this week's Fight Club from the Team Old Generation StarCrafters. It is our blue Terran player, the STC.
Yep, so the STC, you know, he didn't have a very difficult time on that last map. It looked like he just took a very well-defended third, played safe, didn't make any overly aggressive moves. Part of his kind of victory there was killing that spawning pool early on as well. That drop ended up working very, very nicely for him. But I think in the end, it was Violet's kind of infestor control that did him in a little bit. You know, he kind of got a little bit panicky, it looked like. You know, he lost a lot of infestors, he recreated them. Because of that, you know, because of his other things, he didn't have like a lot of Zerglings. He started running Zerglings into bad positions, losing those fast, and just did not really have a lot of stuff when it came time to need a lot of that stuff.
STC sending out a very early SUV before his supply depot finishes, so... And, you know, proxy barracks, things like that have been very popular on this map recently. It may be a long walk distance, but it is still just a two-player map. You know right where your opponent is, and...
Ooh, that is a nice spot for a barracks. I think that's out of vision range of the Xel'Naga Tower, maybe?
I believe so. I believe it's like... I believe Xel'Naga comes, like, right here.
Yeah, okay. Nice positioning there by STC. Is he sending out a second SCV? No. Doesn't look like it, so it is just going to be some one barracks pressure. And he's actually put that barracks there to kill an Overlord, I would imagine. That's a common place for the second Overlord to fly over. And actually, the second Overlord flying a little bit to the right of that, but see if the third one goes in that direction here. Either way, he should be able to get a kill, but will this drone scout the barracks?
It looks like it might. There it is.
It does. Yep. And you're going to try to kill off the SCV. Might be a little bit tough to get that position on it.
Yeah, it's only got 5 seconds until this barracks finishes up, so it will end. We're going to see a couple of Marines produce from this as the SUV hightails it out of there. Back here, though, STC actually moving up with another SUV over to the left-hand side. Reinforce that position a little bit. Put down a bunker as well, just to try and draw some drones out.
A little bit later spawning pool for Violet as well, too, so kind of trying to go as macro-heavy as possible. I remember back last year, I was talking to Maro about ZVT, and he always went 16 hatchery, 17 pool, and was still able to defend on most maps with it too. So yeah, Zergs have been wanting to play greedy. Oh, big response from Violet here.
Oh, nice. Splits off a few of his drones, so some are going after the SUV and the Marine, and a few are going after this bunker just to make sure that it does not get up, and it will not. So that SUV is going to die here in just a bit, or at least the bunker is just going to take too much damage. It's getting pretty close one way or another. 30, 20, 10, and dead.
Yep, and he kills the SUV as well. And so now those Marines are in a bit of a tough spot. There's 10 Zerglings on the way, so yeah, those drones, he can maybe just kind of juke and like try to dodge them. Oh, he does. Oh, it's going to be close. He's going to lose one.
And gets through with the second one. Now there's a couple of Zerglings out, so STC is forced back home. He's got a factory coming up at the front, so looks like he will eventually move over to those Hellions regardless.
Yep, so that didn't work out terribly well for STC. Got to hand it to Violet for some great scouting in the early game. Kind of knowing the strategies that are commonly used on this map.
Well, let's see here now, and unfortunately he's not going to get that added benefit of being able to kill an Overlord as well, as the Zerglings are pinning that down pretty well. But look at this, Violet actually running up with a good number of Zerglings. He's going to try and bust on through, but the supply depot wall goes up just in time.
Yep. Kind of disheartening, you know, to be running up a ramp. You're like, I'm almost to the top of the ramp, and then the wall comes up, and you're like, oh.
And throat. No, as in surprise or alarm. We do have a tech lab going down, so we're probably going to see some some Banshees here in a bit.
Haven't watched that movie in a long time.
I actually just watched it a couple of months ago.
Oh, really?
So yes, I love it. One of my all-time favorites. Used to be able to quote Monty Python: The Holy Grail from beginning to end when I was younger. I've seen it well over 50 times.
What nerd can't, though? Honestly, let's be honest here. You know, if you go to basically anybody started a line, you know, someone will finish it. So.
That's true.
Which is good. It's a good thing.
One of the all-time great movies.
Yeah, absolutely. Banshee's on the way here. Will it be the cloak variety? Doesn't look like it will be. He's only got one gas right now, so not going for any sort of extra crazy tech. But it'll be a nice little bit of pressure to put on his opponent early in the game. Denying that creep spread at the same time, too.
Does have an expansion coming up as well, as it's already becoming an orbital command here. And Violet, has he gone to an evolution chamber? No, but he's already sitting on double gas.
Yep. Yeah, we'll have to see what he's going to do. Might be roaches, actually. A little bit. Well, actually, Yeah, we could see a Roach Warren. We'll see. Might decide to do some sort of like 2-basing, but no, a Spire already. All right. And 2 more gas immediately, so this could just be pretty quick Mutalisks instead.
Yeah, and already we have another command center coming up for STC, so he's going to be on 3 base behind this Banshee pressure. Oh, yeah. But there's an Overlord sitting right in the way, and we'll pick up on that.
Yep. So Violet should be able to defend. How many queens does he have right now? I believe it's 3. Yep, 3 queens right now. Nothing out of the ordinary, just 1 for each hatchery, and then 1 to kind of spread creep and defend against Hellions, things like that. So should be able to defend against this Banshee fairly easily.
And of course this is cloakless, so there's not a ton of need for sport crawlers, things like that. Already the Banshee is picked up on. It's trying to do some damage to the Queen up at the front, but the Banshee is already down to less than half health. Tried to sneak in with a couple of Hellions through the front. Manages to pick off 1 creep tumor, but won't really get anything else done.
Yep, Zergling speed on the way now for Violet, and that Lair just finishing, and I'm sure we're going to see a Spire right after that. There it is, there's a Spire, so very quick Mutalisks from Violet, and we'll have to see how prepared the STC is for this. He's making a Viking, but that's not going to help him too much. Vikings traditionally aren't terribly good against Mutalisks, but they are good at killing off Overlords around the map, so we'll give him a little bit of sort of map control with that anyway.
And Violet does have a lot of those spread out all the way across the map. STC not even going to move in and try and attack. So Queen already pushing it away. Yeah, he did fly across this Overlord before, so he knows that his opponent is trying to hide those, and in fact is going to find one down at the bottom right away.
Did he see the Spire when he was flying around with that Banshee? I don't know if he caught a glimpse of it or not. I don't believe he did.
No, it's right here, so...
Yeah, he didn't see the Spire quite yet. And this could be a bit of a surprise. He's making 5 Marines at once, though, and Stim will be on the way by the time the mutas are out, so the STC should be able to defend against this.
Oh, STC having his Hellion surrounded there.
Wow,
didn't kill that many Zerglings as well. This Viking has certainly paid for itself, though. Has already picked off 2 Overlords, trying to go for a couple of more. Is actually going to find a 3rd here in just a second.
Yeah. Oh, it's so nice to kind of clear those out at this point of the game. And a little bit of a Zergling run-by counterattack, and there are some Marines to defend, but it looks like a couple SCVs might get picked off here. Okay, just going to go and check out the 3rd base.
Yeah, it looks like he tried to run in through this as well, was not able to find anything there. STC going to have to cancel and lift, and he does, picking off another Overlord with that Viking as well.
Yep, 3rd base for Violet now, and 9 Mutalisks on the way along with that Baneling Nest, but I just don't... I mean, he'll have to kind of find a really good spot to just get in, do a little bit of damage, get out. He's going to need to be very, very careful. Oh, look at this. Turret's on the way already for the STC, so yeah, I think he's got a pretty good idea of what's going on here.
Oh, this Viking has killed 4 Overlords now, so caused 400 minerals and damage, denied so much of the vision. Looks like we're going to have a double attack now as Zerglings are making their way around the right-hand side, and they're going to be able to put a stop to this base pretty effectively. Yep. And Mutalisks are running right up the front, but there's already a couple of missile turrets waiting for them.
Well, it'll be a good opportunity for Violet to possibly go down and harass the 3rd, and then, you know, when some Marines respond, to go up and harass a natural. So he can kind of bounce around a little bit, do some damage, but we'll have to see if he decides to go for Muta-heavy play or if he decides to go more Ling-heavy. You know, we see kind of the 2 variations in the Zergling, Baneling, Muta style from Zerg, and he is beginning his Zergling production as well as some upgrades now. He's got enough drones. Wants to just kind of make some units and stay safe, maybe put a little bit of pressure on his opponent.
He's got 60 drones for the time being. Oh, Banshee gets blown up there, but a few mutas may go down. Violet!
No.
Whoa!
Oh, wow, that was rough, man.
Really rough.
1 muta dies, another couple reduced to pretty low health. Yeah, Violet not paying attention for just a split second, and that's all it takes, man. I mean, mutas may be good for harassing, but they're basically made of, like, tinfoil.
Yes,
you know, stuff
they're
goes
incredibly
through
fragile.
Yeah. Not too tough.
All right, well, Mutalisks making their way up to the front and may be able to... No, they can't even kill the barracks. Unfortunate for them. They don't even get a Marine kill as well. Looks like they picked off 1 SCV on the way, but Violet just struggling to get anything done with these mutas.
Yep.
Oh boy, that is a hell of a lot of Banelings. So, whoa!
All right, well, the Marines are going to see it though.
Oh!
Seem to be in time.
He's rolling up right now. He's rolling with the Banelings in the back. Is he going to be able to make it up there? Very nice split from the STC. He is still going to take some damage from this though.
Nice timing here. I don't know if it's going to be enough good target fire with the tank.
Very good.
Down.
All right, but there's still a lot of Banelings left. And
Oh, Oh, the SCVs. Oh, actually, most of them getting away.
Yeah.
The natural still, though, under a lot of heavy damage right now.
Yes, it is. Violet, almost July-esque here, just knows when to flip the kill switch and sending waves of units at his opponent, and tons of losses being suffered by the STC.
Well, I think this is a great idea. He knew the mutas weren't going to work out too well, so he just went for a big Baneling attack before the siege tank count got too high.
Yeah.
And he has really got STC on the back foot now.
Very much so, and it looks like he's going to be able to clean up the rest of what's sitting over here at the third. This is going to put him at about a 50 supply advantage. He's continuing to flood in unit after unit after unit. He has lost all of his Mutalisks now, I believe. Yeah, they are all dead, so this is purely going to be done with Lynx, but it may just be enough.
I know, yeah, it's starting to look like the last level again in the single player. The units just keep coming from Violet. They're not really coming too fast now. Yeah, I think it's better to kind of focus on the third and the natural at this point. Not going to break the main quite yet.
Right.
But he has really, really hindered STC. Look at that. 107 supply to just 62 right now. No mining going on at the natural and the third.
Well, we'll see what STC tries to do to get back into this. His production is still pretty good. He's making double tanks. He's got a ton of Marines on the way. He still does have 3 bases, but he's down to 31 workers now.
Yeah, that's going to be tough to recover from. I mean, he's going to need to play really safe now, kind of sit back, hang out a bit, and that is going to be the perfect opportunity for Violet to take that fourth, which he just took. Probably see some more upgrades on the way, and we may see a quicker tech to Broodlords in this case too, just because it's going to be really tough for STC to build enough units to defend against Broodlords and also another army on the side too. So Violet just in a magnificent spot this game right now.
Let's see here now. Double evolution chambers just finishing up. We do have +2 melee attacks, but of course no Carapace upgrades haven't been started quite yet. +1 attacks for those Mutalisks on the way as well.
Yep, it's going all out. Only attack.
Well, it's not a terrible idea. He can inflict a huge amount of damage on these units.
He already has, yeah.
Yeah, now finally +1 Carapace coming up for those ground units.
Yep. They're going to feel a little bit beefier. You know, when they go and play hockey or something like that, they may not need to wear pads or something like that. Maybe they just can wear a mask. You know, it's important to protect your face.
That's true.
But
yes.
They've got strong enough bodies now they can take a puck hit to like the chest or something. Maybe.
Mom always told me to remember to wear knee guards. So
that too. Yep.
Yes.
And the Zerglings have a lot of knees, man.
Oh, and they're making their way into the third here. And looks like that's going to get cleaned up pretty quickly by STC. Violet wanted to kind of swing around and do some damage with the mutas as well, but didn't really have that opportunity. Ran smack dab into a couple of missile turrets.
Yeah, it's not too much fun. Drop coming out here for the STC.
Uh-oh.
Needs to do something to get back into this game, and does he
That's
catch it?
not it.
Oh, yes, he does. That doesn't help too much.
Nope, bye-bye.
Yeah, and you see the switch that Violet's made. You know, now that he knows he has a big advantage, he can go for that very high Mutalisk composition, swoop in and just do decent amounts of damage and get out before the smaller army of STC responds.
Yes.
So he's kind of taking advantage of this in a lot of the best ways, it seems like, right now. Another drop coming out for STC, but will it do any damage? It needs to.
Yes, more swooping. May prove
they do swoop.
Yes.
That's right. Oh, got to be careful, though. Still don't want to engage that.
2 Mutalisks fall right away. Zergling's trying to run over to the third, though. They see most of SCC's units are out of position, and he's just going to try and do some damage. Oh, a couple of mules just called down.
No.
That's not going to return too many minerals, unfortunately.
Yep. Marines coming down here to defend, but there's so many Zerglings. He is drawing them up into the natural expansion, though, and that drop along the bottom of the map.
Yeah.
Might be able to get in there and do some damage. We'll see.
We'll certainly find out because STC is losing everything back at home.
Yeah, it looks like the game may just be over. He's going to be able to do a ton of damage to the main. Oh, but the drop in the main base of Violet going a bit unopposed right now.
There's some Zerglings finally swinging in. It looks like they'll be able to take out a couple of those Marines, but that's not enough to clean up the drop entirely. This staggering amount of Mutalisks is still up and running, though.
Yeah, you know, and now he's at the point where he can just kind of bounce around the main base and just do damage to those production facilities. There is a Thor on the way, though, so that may help STC stabilize a little bit.
Oh, Violet, watch out. Once again, losing 2 Mutalisks there.
It's been a little sloppy.
Looks like he was more concerned with this drop that was coming into the natural, but the Banelings are there to clean that up.
And, man, it is just not a good day to be a medevac pilot or a Marine in this game. It's been rough, you know?
Very much so.
They're having trouble finding squads who want to go on the medevac mission. They're like, no, I haven't.
We've seen their success rate.
Hasn't been very hard.
Oh boy, that is a huge amount of banelings. Everything gets cleaned up for the STC. He's down to 79 supply, 100 supply advantage now for Violet. He still has a crushing number of forces left over.
Yep.
STC struggling to put up his 4th command center. He finally has a Thor out, but 0 tanks. Okay, one. One just popped out, but not going to be enough to drive back this huge force of banelings.
Not really. I mean, Violet can just kind of kill this 3rd base over and over again wherever he wants at this point. Yeah, there's not enough forces there for him, and he attacks some Marines and the Thor with the mutas. That was not a good engagement, but
no.
You know, again, he's just so far ahead. He should still be okay, but you know, it's not a good day to be a medevac pilot or anything. It's not a good day to be a Mutalisk either, though.
No, it hasn't been.
No, and it's never a good day to be a Baneling just because you're going to die no matter what. But
guess so.
Yeah.
Give your life for the cause, I suppose.
Guess so.
All right, he's swinging in with what could be the crushing blow in this game. Banelings have killed quite a bit already. This command center is not quite finished up, and don't know if it will. Oh, the Thor gets cleaned up. The Banelings just wasting themselves because they don't care. The rest of the Marines are going to die as well. Then these SCVs will fall with that. And the Mutalisks are just picking away the orbital command. GG, all tied up.